All our bodies are beautiful, whether you're fat, whether you're black, whether you've got different tits, pussy and scars. We estimate there was around 2,000 people there. The whole of Piccadilly, the whole main road, come up to Piccadilly Circus, it was all closed off purely for trans people. You know, thousands of trans people marching and chanting about these really important issues, and yeah. And then even afterwards, when everyone was just partying and drinking in Soho Square, it was the best atmosphere. I couldn't be more proud.
We must see each other, look out for each other. When whiteness tells us we are not good enough, not pretty enough, not strong enough, we must inform them that trans people of colour have half the life expectancy that they have, and it is not because of a weakness of our making, it is blood on their hands.
What did you go through to make like Trans Pride possible? Like, how was the process?
Oh God, that was the process. It's so easy for like the queer community to get divided and fall out over small personal differences. But what I think is important is that we find constructive ways to put personal differences aside and come together for causes that are more important.
Feels like home.
We're all here together to demand our liberation, to demand for better education, better healthcare, and to see so many of us, and also to see summer lights coming down here. It's so important. Like, our voice needs to be heard, and we demand for our voices to be heard.
The main word would be kindness. There's so much kindness going around. It's bloody beautiful.
I've never really been in London and had this kind of opportunity to meet all of these trans people and feel like I'm in a group and accepted.
It's just such a nice thing to come to fruition. It's just taken such a long time, and it really is such an easy thing to do, and it's been met with love and like kindness, and there hasn't been any scary opposition or anything that's been negative. It's just been such a nice experience. I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
I mean, as with any minorities, it's definitely underrepresented, and there are a lot of people just that from our society that are uneducated about that. So I think having either representation or just some presence of them in like public space or public debate of like transgender people is very important, and I do think that they're like transgender people are underrepresented.
It's just important that there are trans people involved in the process of creating these platforms. So it's no good just having cis journalists and cis people in the media reporting on trans issues, because if I'm honest, 9 times out of 10 they get it completely wrong.
I grew up thinking that only that one voice mattered, and that my story didn't matter, that your story didn't matter, like all the other stories didn't matter, that we were just meant to be on the sides and just, you know, looking up at that one voice. And I think it's really important to really empower ourselves and empower each other to tell our own stories.
In some places, like around here and like, you know, in Camden Market and stuff, feel very accepted, but then in school, not so much. I feel like not enough people understand what being trans is, so they think it's like a choice or that it's just a phase, so they sort of like bully a bit. But I know a lot of people get bullied, not in my school, but in my friend's school.
So they've got like a program now to like diversity week and stuff, where we learn for a week about different trans people. Yeah, we learn about
cool.
Wow, trans people, and yeah, it's really fun.
Showing our faces, putting us on billboards, etc. is not liberation. We have liberation when everybody feels seen and heard and supported. When it comes to representation, we're still very much putting the most privileged, the most tasty, that's how I call it, the most tasty people in front of cameras. We'll have liberation when we have fat, disabled, you know what I mean, black queers in the fucking front.
People are like, oh, you're not like proper if you don't seem passing. It's like, that's so fucking bad. That's really offensive.
Sometimes I make myself look like a drag queen, believe it or not.
But who gives a shit, Mary?
Being passable is such an old fashion.
It's, who gives a shit? Just be yourself, be confident, love your fucking self, no matter what you look like, honestly. If you don't feel like you fit into that stereotype, break the stereotype, motherfucker. Because that's what all of us do.
Celebrate that and do not be ashamed, because cis-het society has brainwashed us to be ashamed. And don't get me wrong, sometimes the shame's a little sexy, sometimes it's a bit of a turn on. Yeah, it's because I'm naked. Sorry, my mum hasn't seen me naked since I was probably about 2 years old.
And once we get things good in the UK for trans people, then we need to turn our eyes to the rest of the world. So, you know, I'm not sure if the job will ever be done, really.
What have we got? Trans pride! 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 What have we got? Trans pride!